Un tráiler, sácame un tráiler o algo. Por favor, por favor. Bueno, vale, están los dos pibes.
And welcome to the
Aló.
second F1 Manager 2022 stream. Hello, how are you all doing? I hope you're all good.
¿Qué tal, amigo?
My name is Steve James. I'm a community manager on
Steve
F1
James es básicamente el que lleva la cuenta de Twitter de
Hello.
F1 Manager, ¿vale? Es el de la
Not
derecha.
too bad. Yeah, how are you?
I'm good, yeah, hyped. Chat's hyped.
Y el de la izquierda también. Son los dos.
Excited to do, second ever F1 Manager 2022 live stream.
Second ever stream, yeah. So let's give you a quick rundown of what we're going to do today. As you may have seen from the title,
Vamos a ver qué vamos a hacer hoy,
to be
están diciendo.
playing the game for the first time.
Van a jugar ellos en directo. Van a jugar en directo. Se tienen el teclado y todo el rollo aquí, ¿eh?
Anything could happen. Anything could happen.
Yes, I'm more worried about my personal, because I'm the designated driver for
You
this,
are the
as you'll see
designated driver.
coming up. I'm more worried about my personal performance and being outed for it, but...
Ojo, ojito, ojito.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first, it's, a lot of you folks may have already seen some gameplay of F1 Manager 2022, that sort of...
Dice que muchos estábamos esperando un gameplay de F1 Manager.
Really, really nice gameplay that's showing off. But this is actually the first time that live people will be able to come and check out the game in situ, like we'll actually be playing it in front of you, so that's really cool to do even in this.
Ya que va a ser la primera vez que lo jueguen delante de la gente en directo sin grabar, en plan, que lo van a jugar ahí.
We have, yes. So just to give you a bit of an idea, we are going to be going through an entire 7-day period of a race week. So we're going to be going through all of the management
Vale,
options,
van a jugar una semana entera. O sea, van a jugar una semana entera de tiempo en el juego, ¿vale?
Should we jump into it, Chris?
Should we go straight in? Yeah.
I think we should.
No hanging about.
Everybody else is just saying show gameplay.
Just show gameplay, yeah.
Fingers
No-
crossed for some embarrassing moments.
Yeah, less of
So-
us, more of. Yes, it's very true. Less of us, more of the game. And here you go.
Vale.
There you can see it. So this is
Alfa Tauri.
the home
Gale
game
85 es 1.78. Van a jugar con Alfa Tauri.
2022. Whenever you load up the game from when you previously saved it, or even when you boot it up for the first time, this will pretty much be where
Vale.
you land when you start up. So as you can see here, we're in control of Alpha Tauri. So this is the first time we've actually shown off Alpha Tauri as
Voy a bajarlos un
control
poco.
on F1 Manager 2022. We have our
Voy a
two
subir un pelín
drivers,
más.
Pierre Gasly, Yuki Tsunoda, and as you can see, we are at the beginning of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix race week. So we're going to be showing.
Vale, o sea, van a hacer el Gran Premio de Azerbaiyán, o sea, el fin de semana entero
Monday,
de
so
Azerbaiyán.
we're
Es decir,
walking the
faltan,
race,
¿lo veis ahí?
doing the race,
6
and
días,
going through all of
¿vale?
that.
Faltan 6 días para que empiece el Gran Premio de Azerbaiyán. Van a hacer toda la semana haciendo, en plan, jugando.
Yeah, so I guess we can get straight into it.
Let's
but that's
do it,
pretty,
yeah.
You can see, so obviously as we're at back here, we're a few races into the season, not doing very well so far. So it's
Where are
Dice, no lo estamos haciendo muy bien de momento,
solid
pero bueno.
And trust me, the team went berserk when we got that
Where
one
did you get your point? So this is Chris's save.
It was the
so
last. It was the last race, so I think it was Monaco. I think we managed to get a point. So
Nice.
yeah.
Los pedales de Fanatec son los que te están fallando, Gorban. No me lo puedo creer.
But we got a point. But we're confident that we can get some more in this.
Vaya
race.
carencia,
So,
macho.
Let's try and make it happen. But before we get into the actual
Hasta que no arreglen nada.
things we're going to get into,
Yes,
so
we're gonna-
¡Alberto!
is there anything in particular we should run through first, Steve? We've got a bit of a running order we want
Yes.
to.
Grande.
So you've obviously we've got a
No
kind
oigo.
of where we are with the team
Alberto.
so far. So we're AlphaTauri, we're sitting in 7th,
Yeah.
and we're looking now in our inbox. So
Yeah.
let's just make sure we've got no.
Gracias, Alberto.
important
Te quiero mucho.
messages.
Yeah, just a couple.
Muy
of
bien.
Kind of things that you'll see as a save.
Hay que ver esto.
In F1 Manager 2022.
Vale, este es la inbox, es decir, la bandeja de entrada de los correos que te escriben. Tienen financial report. La HUD me gusta como tal, para jugarla. La HUD me gusta.
So can we have a look at the actual board's confidence in us at the moment?
Yeah. So this is the board section. As you can see here in the tab, you have board, and this is what comes up.
Okay.
Ostras, me ha saltado el aviso de que ya se ha renderizado el vídeo.
So that's kind of what we're looking at. Yeah. So
Vale, estos son los objetivos que están haciendo.
for us really is sixth and above, and so currently, as it says,
Below target, de momento. El objetivo de Alfa Tauri es quedar sextos.
But we'll do our best to achieve that. But as you can see, finance is happy. So
Yeah.
we managed to keep the books balanced nicely. And hopefully we'll continue that as the season goes on. But the immediate target for us is to get results and move up the constructors table. So
Okay, so
that's the key
we're
thing.
Vale.
7th in the overall standings at the moment. Then you said so.
Yeah.
If we need to satisfy the objective of 6th or above, we need to
¿Crees
do
que esta
results.
diferencia del F1.22 sí que va a merecer la pena? Los dos yo creo que merecen la pena.
I feel like I'm
Al
actually
final son juegos de Fórmula 1, a los que nos gusta la Fórmula 1.
We're on the
Yeah,
cameras,
but
and I'm immediately like,
but Ted, it's a long season. And
we're only 5 races in, so So you know, we've got plenty of time to improve here. Okay.
There's more to do. But I guess we mentioned the finances, and that's an aspect of
Let's
it
have a look
too.
at our
Vale, finanzas.
Yeah, so there's so much.
Aquí está toda la movida del dinero, del techo presupuestario. Tienen 37 millones ahora mismo.
Here's just a glimpse of maybe a couple of menus you might have not seen yet, even if you're really closely following our
So this is our
channels.
projection for where we're going to end up.
Y tienes proyecciones, es decir,
And so as you can see, things are looking pretty decent right now.
predicen que vas a recibir 192 millones durante la temporada y que vas a gastar 82 millones. Entonces tienes esos 111 de sobra que puedes, aún así, seguir invirtiendo. En plan, se van cumpliendo expectativas. Puedes ir más o menos viendo si te vas a quedar sin dinero, según los contratos de la gente, y el staff, ¿no ves? Las facilities, el desarrollo del coche, los sponsors. Está bien.
The driver contracts and the car development, but a bit of money in for the sponsorships as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so that's obviously quite an important factor as well. Can we have a quick look at the sponsorships thing? I know that's been I know sponsorships has been a big question from the community.
Sponsors.
So can we just have a quick look through these menus and go through this?
So we're on the sponsorship screen here. So this is one of the areas in the game that will develop as your save goes along. So you'll see here, and it's quite similar to other areas such as engine suppliers. We've talked about this before about.
Vale, no vamos a poder cambiar de sponsor en plan de decir, trabajamos con esta marca y tal. O sea, es en plan, son solo objetivos que no se relacionan con las marcas de los sponsors reales. O sea, los sponsors de los coches no se van a mover de ahí. Tienes obligations. O sea, tienes como misiones. O sea, los sponsors básicamente son como misiones que si las cumples, pues te dan dinero. Los sponsors.
You accept them or reject them, and you get some money. They can affect your team as the season goes on. So to use the example here of race hospitality. So your team must host a sponsor event in the pit box during races. This will distract your pit crew and slightly reduce their performance.
Claro, ¿no? Y si, en plan, si haces obligaciones de los sponsors, puede ser que afecte de manera negativa a los pilotos o al equipo de boxes, dependiendo de las obligaciones que tengan que hacer de los sponsors.
Distracted by that.
Yeah, and it's similar things here. So driver appearances, like, it's good, it brings in money, but their driver experience is paused because they're taking more time away from, you know, telemetry, data research, actually being on the track, and they're doing these appearances. So yeah, it's a similar thing for race weekend driver appearances. So this is what we have for the first season.
Básicamente es intercambiar dinero de los sponsors por así decirlo, el estado de tu piloto o todo el rollo. En plan, es como intercambios de cosas. Dinero por tal, en las misiones de los sponsors.
Certain additions you can make to on a specific race weekend. You can potentially get bonuses if you hit certain objectives, or you can lose out if you don't. So we'll look at that in a few minutes.
Okay,
vale.
Right. Well, let's carry on then. Let's go through. We were going to have a quick look through a couple of the facilities options as well. Yeah, just to see where we are with our facilities. This is another big area of the game that you're going to need to focus on, of course.
Vale, facilities, esta es la fábrica básicamente, todas las opciones que hay en las distintas fábricas.
In Formula One is going to be quite paramount. So let's have a look at these then.
Yeah. As you said, facilities is a huge part of the game. As a team principal, it's not just about.
Tenemos las instalaciones de operaciones, las del staff y las del desarrollo del coche. Tenemos varias.
Within your team, it gives you a platform to succeed, and that means looking after all different areas of a team. So whether that's, if you can see here, it breaks down into 3 specific kind of areas, which we'll look into in a second. So car development, staff, and operations. You handle all of those. They have different options that you need to look after. The better they perform, the more potential you have to succeed when it comes to race day.
Yeah.
So you can see here. I guess we haven't really mentioned it, but you probably see a watermark at the top. Obviously, this is all work in progress. You know, we're still, you know, the team are
Nico, grande. Ahora no escucho.
Me
cago en todo.
just tweak everything and optimize it.
Grande, Nico, gracias.
So this is the facilities area. So if you have a quick look at car development, so these are things like.
Ahí está lo de las partes de las instalaciones que son de desarrollo del coche. Las puedes mejorar para poder seguir mejorando el coche, lógicamente. Gracias, Nico, de verdad. Gracias. 5 meses.
The more potential there is to unlock car performance when you make upgrades.
And the factory is currently being upgraded. That's why we've got that nice purple.
Yeah, so you can see here on the right hand side every sort of key detail what's going into early on in the
a la derecha podemos ver todos los detalles.
The factory. What that means if we do that, so you can see facility effects. project capacity is improved and development speed is improved. So that means when you go to develop,
Aumenta, como veis abajo a la derecha, la capacidad de piezas desarrollando a la vez y la velocidad del desarrollo. Si la mejoráis, por ejemplo, la fábrica en cuanto a términos generales. Se está mejorando, de hecho. Se está mejorando. Pone upgrading, 35 días left. Vale.
And commit to every single
Nico, no pasa nada.
car part development. But yeah, for this one, project capacity there, that's what it pertains to. But yeah, so that's car development facilities, but then you have staff facilities, so a couple of things.
Estos son los del staff,
the scouting department,
el simulador de carrera, el Scouting Department, que no sé traducirlo, el ojeadores, el equipo de ojeadores, y el Team Hub, que por así decirlo, donde se reúnen todo el personal. Dará, supongo, diferentes cosas. ¡Ojo! Lo de operaciones. Puedes mejorar el hospitality, el boardroom, el weather center, supongo que para mejorar el tema de predecir el tiempo en las carreras. El iPad. Puedes construir en plan un helipuerto para poder ir a los eventos de los patrocinadores y que no le cueste mucho esfuerzo a los pilotos. Ostras, o sea que esto es en plan... Cuidado. Memorabilia. Inspire your staff with a display of your team. Of your team's history. Oh, vale. Ya entiendo. Vale, sí, que esto básicamente, eso son mejoras como opcionales que lo que suben es la moral del equipo y hacen que sean más útiles. El trofeo, sí. Sí, pero en plan son como construcciones así sin mucho sentido, que lo que hacen es darle moral al staff y aumentar el atractivo del equipo. Vale. Ay, mira, lo va a construir, de hecho. Cash remaining tiene 37 millones. Y va a tener que soltar 192.000 pavos mensuales para mantenerlo. Vale.
Kind of live screens of your finances effectively and see them, changing based on the fact that you're doing these things.
So that's going to be a key part of sort of the gameplay flow of F1 Manager 2022 is yes, you've got the racing and the results, but you need to always be keeping an eye on facilities and making sure that you are looking after them.
Diciendo que sí, que está muy bien manejar todo el tema de las carreras, pero que también tenemos que echarle un ojo al tema de las facilities, porque son bastante importantes en el desarrollo de un equipo. Va a avanza un día y han completado el scouting de Piastri. O sea, le han ojeado con los ojeadores y ahora ha pasado de scouting level de basic a estándar, es decir, ya saben más sobre el piloto. La media ya la saben, 74 de media, y que le quedan 7 meses de contrato. Y tiene, ¿no ves? Notable atribute reactions, vale. El salario, la cláusula de rescisión.
Recruitment is a big part of F1 Manager 2022. We're actually going to be sharing some details very soon about to go into even more detail about how recruitment works.
Yes.
But for now, it's a massive part of the game. Whether that's developing the team that you have or deciding you want to onboard potentially better or more talented individuals, whether that's staff or drivers. So Piastri, we know he's a hot topic in F1.
Vamos, sí que todavía le falta, o sea, pueden incluso darle caña más a la investigación, yo creo, porque está de básico a estándar, supongo que de estándar puede pasar a ultra investigado. Han entrado al mercado general de piloto.
It's not years, so in theory there's an option there for us to maybe
So the buyout fee because of that is lower. So a buyout fee if there's a driver you're trying to recruit that's already with an F1 team, there will be a buyout fee you need to think about. but that number will change, and one of the key factors of that will be how long is left on that contract.
Yes.
So,
Vale, o sea, según lo que le quede del contrato, el buyout fee va a ir bajando. Es decir, a lo mejor si le quedan 2 años de contrato, a lo mejor fichar a Piastri te cuesta, yo qué sé, te cuesta 3 millones. Pero como le quedan 7 meses, pues están 100 y pico mil el buyout fee. O sea que bien.
You need to scout a driver to find out these things. So I've just done some standard scouting. We could have done detailed scouting, which would have opened up even more information about Oscar. But we've gone for standard, and this is what we know. We can see there's a lot of potential here because his patience for negotiation very high.
Yeah.
And negotiation attitude, he's open to negotiation. So there's yes. So if we want
Tiene paciencia para negociar, o sea que básicamente también los pilotos tienen sus preferencias a la hora de negociar con los equipos.
Should we? So yeah, just to show how it kind of works.
Yeah, let's scout somebody else.
Yeah, so let's maybe.
Van a scoutear a otro, vale, van a investigar a otro, van a buscar en el rango de edad de 22 a 27.
Between 22 and 27, but they should have some good experience under the belt at that age.
Yeah, we hope so.
I guess this is, filtering is going to be a key aspect when it comes to recruitment. There's a lot of drivers and a lot of staff that are in. They're in F1 Manager 2022, so being able to filter is a key thing. So 22 to 27, apply and return.
Básicamente está diciendo que puede filtrar.
Yeah, lots of options here. Some currently on the F1 grid, some not.
Sainz 86.
Any particular stand out to you?
Let's have a look. Let's scout.
Got Nick de Vries there, of course the reserve for Mercedes.
Let's go with Nick de Vries. Let's have a look.
Van a ir con de Vries. Hostia, de Vries no le han hecho foto. No tiene foto aún, de Vries.
Detailed scouting. Here we go. Oh, sorry about that. Detailed scouting reveals a candidate's.
Vale, puedes hacer un detalle de scouting o un estándar. Y tardas un mes.
So that's a lot of details. So it's going to take a little bit of time,
vale.
30 days to put
Fair
it
enough,
together.
it takes them a while to compile it.
Yes. So let's put a scout on that. We are
Ahí
scouting.
está. Scouting in progress, ok.
The game as the reserve driver.
Y tenía cuatro de personal para poder investigar a otros, además.
Yeah, we'll get that report back in 30 days, but we might miss that one.
Worth it.
But yeah, okay, fantastic. If we continue a little bit further then.
Yeah, actually, I'd tell you. So there's a couple.
Por cierto, aquí están los pilotos de Alfa Tauri. Está Liam Lawson.
We should have scouted Enzo Fittipaldi.
We should have.
Han metido a Liam Lawson de reserva de Alfa Tauri.
Yeah, we just had a little interaction on Twitter where we put out just asking you guys sort of who you're going to be scouting from F2 and F3, and then Enzo Fittipaldi retweeted it or quote tweeted it with his own name. So
supongo, Anto,
que
se podrán mejorar.
So and we got a follow out of it as well. So
yeah, let's.
Got to be done.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so. Yeah, cool. And I guess it's worth mentioning as well before we kick on that. Obviously, when you begin the game, it's the real F1, F2, F3 drivers and reserve drivers. But as the game progresses, Steve, it opens up.
Yeah. So you're gonna obviously with the fact that we've got the F2 and F3 drivers in there as well, you've already got a kind of contingency for retirees. Eventually people are going to retire.
Estás diciendo eso de lo que va a entrar los regens, que básicamente son una vez se retiran los pilotos, pues pueden entrar, por así decirlo, jugadores inventados, o sea, pilotos inventados, ¿no? En las categorías inferiores.
And I think people, as we're going through those pages for drivers, you can see ratings are up there. Obviously, ratings not final, not confirmed yet. As soon as they are, we'll be showing those details and confirmed, because we know that's always a hot topic. Ratings.
Vale, dicen que las ratings, o sea, las valoraciones de los pilotos ahora mismo no son oficiales, que cuando las tengan los van a anunciar en plan bien en la noticia.
A little bit maybe around the cars now. So we looked at drivers, we looked at facilities. Maybe we have a look.
Let's take it through to manufacturing complete there on something else you've been.
Ya han acabado la memorabilia room.
So nice and quick job done on the memorabilia room. So that is already going to start bringing in benefits as we saw around morale and things like that. So job done on that. But as you said, so you can see there's a little message just confirming. You can see what's going to change, which is great. That's fantastic. So let's look at the cars. So car development and manufacturing is quite a key thing to sort of wrap your head around when you play F1 Manager 2022.
Yes.
So if we go into the cars section, so I guess you could
va a la sección de los coches. A ver.
Key factors when it comes to making parts for your car and improving performance. It's development and then manufacturing and then fitting or getting parts.
Vale, los chasis oficiales no los tienen, ya lo estamos viendo.
So development is the process of working with your
O sea, el chasis de cada equipo, me refiero.
to kind of figure out if you want to develop a new front ring, what do you want it to do? What do you want it to do? Yeah, and you will go into the process of developing a part, and we'll show that in a little bit more detail in the near future about exactly what that looks like. Well, actually, we've shown a couple of screenshots about what that kind of looks like with all these different data options you can see. So
ya, pero work in progress, a lo mejor lo acaban teniendo para verse en final.
And then there's manufacturing. So once development is complete, you then have a part that you can create, and that's when your engineers go to work to make it.
Yeah.
So if we go into car parts
Vale,
development,
va a ir al development de piezas.
we already have projects underway. So the yellow ones are our development projects. So rear wing, underfloor. You can see that we're currently developing.
Vale, están haciendo un chasis, es verdad, lo veis justo aquí arriba. Que lo estoy molestando yo. Está un chasis haciéndose y el de debajo pone 29 días, que no lo veis. Aquí pone 29 días. Mira, ahí lo veis. Ahora.
So as you can see here, so in the chassis, actually 3 out of the 4 that we've requested to be made.
O sea, está en el tercer paso de proyecto, o sea que se va a completar dentro de poco.
So if we go into warehouse and into chassis.
El warehouse, que es básicamente como el hangar donde están todas las piezas, como el inventario, por así decirlo.
If I hover over A222C2 on the right hand side, you can see that if I just sort of flick between the two.
Got a bit of an upgrade there.
Ahí tiene, ¿no ve? Una pieza que es mejor, o sea, es la versión C2. Y hace algunas mejoras en aire sucio, en DRS, en top speed. Lo va a instalar en los dos.
So that's the process. You have development, manufacturing, and then you go and fit the parts. It's a process that you have complete control over, and as a team principal, it's not just a case of, I want that, and you build it.
Vale, o sea que eso, los coches pueden seguir teniendo piezas distintas con el Motorsport Manager. Puede ser un coche mejor que otro, básicamente.
Got a new chassis for Baku.
Fantastic. Let's put it to the test.
Yeah, I guess we will put it to the test. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's a good. I guess if I hover over that again, that's a good sign. That's a good sort of visual there of keeping an eye on how things are working in terms of what we're building and what's being manufactured. You can see in there in the summary, your engineers is a big part of that because you need engineers on board to build parts into development, so you have to kind of decide where you want people to go.
Es verdad, mirad arriba, es lo que están explicando. Tienen 0 de 8 ingenieros disponibles, es decir, ya no pueden hacer más mejoras porque tienen a todos los ingenieros ocupados haciendo cosas, ¿no?
Focusing on the future and how you want to develop your car, next season and into the future, which we'll go into at a later date. But yeah, I guess that's a bit of a whistle-stop tour of.
We could
Vale,
literally.
va al correo otra vez.
We only have so much time to show you this stuff, so I please appreciate the fact that we speed through a few of these things while also trying to show as much of it as possible.
Yeah. So I guess I've done a lot of talking here, Steve. I apologise for that.
No, that's okay. Yeah,
we're into kind of the race preparation area. So if I just click onto.
Vale, ahí tiene la pantalla para preparar la carrera. O sea, te mandan un correo, te dicen detalles previos del circuito en el que vamos a entrar, pum, y puedes entrar a hacer ya la preparación de carrera con los objetivos que tienes para la carrera, los pilotos que vas a llevar, los libres 1, a los libres 2, libres 3, clasificación de carrera. Ya sabéis que los libres se puede montar el piloto reserva si lo queréis dar una oportunidad, ¿no? 109 millones es lo que tienen de techo presupuestario para gastar. 37 son los que tienen en cuanto a balance económico del equipo. El juego sale el 25 de agosto. Lo jugaremos en directo, cuando salga. Ahí están las estrategias que están previstas. Vale. Los resultados de años anteriores. Ahí viene, pues, lógicamente la de 2021, pero cuando pasa de 2023, pondrá la de 2022 del juego.
So all kind of things going on, but it was a great weekend for AlphaTauri.
It was.
Podium for Pierre and 7th place to Yuki, so we'll have to go some to match that, I think.
Yes.
But we'll do our very best.
We'll do our best. So yeah, that's kind of your general kind of circuit overview page, if you will. But we've also got some things here that we need to review as well, like these performance targets. So let's jump into that and have a look.
Vale, ahora van a los performance targets. Esto es básicamente como con los patrocinadores tienes que llegar como acuerdos en plan de objetivo. Vamos a hacer la fastest lap. Si tú lo pones como que vas a conseguir vuelta rápida, te puedes llevar, lo pones allí, potential reward, te puedes llevar 98.000 pavos, pero si no la consigues, pierdes 98.000 pavos. Es decir, es como un me la juego, no me la juego, lo voy a hacer, no lo voy a hacer, ¿sabes?
Sponsors will reward you for achieving that target, but they'll reduce their contribution if you don't hit your own guarantee.
Yes.
So there's a risk and reward here too, whether we want to do it or not. And as you said, is it really worth the risk? Probably not. But if we look at
lo mismo con la quali, con la posición.
That's an incentive. So so there's no potential loss there, as it's part of the obligations, but we'll get a nice little boost if we manage to.
Y piden que acabes en sexta posición. Eso es obligatorio, o sea, los que están con el asterisco de allí arriba a la izquierda son los obligatorios. O sea, Reach Q3, ¡pum! Luego puedes ponerte de opcional llegar a la Q2, y si llegas a la Q2 pues te dan 32.000, pero si no llegas te quitan 32.000, si lo marcas el objetivo que lo quieres hacer. Mira, lo han puesto como que quieren intentarlo, van a intentar pasar a la Q2 como objetivo extra, por así decirlo. Y ya está, una vez has configurado eso precarrera, ya te metes directamente al fin de semana de carrera, que es viernes, sábado y domingo. Muy bien, la verdad, bastante organizado y bastante intuitivo, estoy viendo, ¿eh? Estoy viendo que es fácil, cuanto menos. O sea, es bastante intuitivo y parece no muy repetitivo, ¿no? Porque en una carrera te lo puedes jugar más, en otra te puedes jugar menos, puedes ir más relajado. Veremos ahora el gameplay.
Car part development there, when there's plenty of parts, as you saw in the garage there, or the warehouse. So let's take a quick break. We're going to be preparing ourselves for the race weekend, and we're also going to be joined by one of our developer colleagues to give you a little bit more insight into the game as well.
Vale.
So just stay with us, and we'll be back very shortly with a bit of a race.
Dice que van a hacer una pausa. Es directo, o sea, no es grabado que nos están enseñando ahora, es directo. Nos van a colar el tráiler. Dice que van para meterse en el fin de semana de carreras, que va a venir otro pibe. Este es el tráiler que sacaron, ¿vale? Voy a bajar el sonido. Este es el tráiler que sacaron ya hace un tiempo. Pues momento de descanso. Bien. De momento se ve bien. En plan, el tema de gestión, de momento se está viendo sencillo. Está bien, la verdad. Ahora veremos esto. Dice que le vas a acompañar a un desarrollador que nos va a contar más cosas del juego. La verdad es que tiene muy buena pinta. Y además eso, dice que hay, o sea, el propio juego dicen que hay voces y subtítulos y todos los textos en español. Cuidado porque como nos metan aquí a comentaristas españoles, veremos a ver si se han puesto las pilas y lo han hecho bien y no como Codemaster. Veremos. Van a jugar carreras, sí, Paul. Ahora van a ellos. Puedes fichar a Pedro Salinas, que corre el campeonato regional de karting. ¿Qué va? Solo están el personal y pilotos de F1, F2 y F3. Drive every decision. Es que eso es lo que he dicho, la interfaz se ve muy bien, se ve bien sencilla. Solo lo que han hecho ya demuestra el verdadero interés y cariño que le han puesto infinitamente mejor que Codemaster. Codemaster es lo que he dicho, están muy acomodados. Necesitan un sustito. Bien, ya han vuelto. Hombre, el pibe.
By Andy Fletcher. Hello, Andy. How are you doing?
Nice. Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Thanks.
Good. Can you just tell everybody a little bit about your role, what your role is here?
14.000 personas viendo esto. 14.000 personas viendo este directo. La gente tiene un hype terrible.
So what does that mean? That means I'm in charge of defining and executing.
Este es el Game Director, básicamente el coordinador de todo el mundo.
I've seen a lot of it here today, but this didn't used to exist. So I had to come along and go, here's what I think the game should
Vaya plató que tienen,
and work with the incredible disciplines and talented people that we've got here at Frontier to make it a reality and to see it through to where it is today.
Awesome. All right. Thank you. Well, let's get into it. Let's cut straight back to that race. We've just prepared the race weekend, so let's go.
Van para allá, van al race weekend.
I guess a reminder, if anybody's just joining us, of course, this is a work in progress build. You know, tweaks to be made. It's still finalizing. Still got a couple of months to
Claro, es que esto es jugársela, porque si tienen algún fallo o algo, es lo que está diciendo. Si tienen algún fallo, que recordemos que es una versión previa, que no está terminado, básicamente. Estás en Azerbaiyán, te cuenta el David Croft cositas en inglés. Voy a subir el sonido. Tarda, no ves, estás metiendo un poquillo de stuttering en el juego. Vale, esto es la práctica 1. Mira, veis abajo, aquí, veis la línea como temporal de dónde están cada cosa. Los libres 1, libres 2, libres 3, cual y carrera.
Just for the sake of we need the time because we're going to show so much. So we're going to speed through these. But if you could just give us a quick overview of what practice entails in the game, Andy.
Va a contarnos cuán importantes son las prácticas en el juego.
Teams traditionally go out and kind of see how their cars are handling on the track and see their race pace and make any final setups to the car for the driver. So
Tengo curiosidad de ver cómo se hacen los setups, seguramente lo van a enseñar ahora. Da a los pilotos experiencias en pista, aclimatación al setup. Mira, de hecho, mira, ahí está arriba. Tienes track aclimatización, o sea, en plan, lo confidentes que están con el setup está debajo. Y lo bien que se da el circuito, es, por así decirlo, la práctica, lo bien preparado que van, ¿no? Para que se sepan el circuito, por así decirlo. Es que no sé traducir track aclimatización en español, no sé hacerlo. No soy traductor. O sea, yo lo entiendo, pero no sé si vosotros lo entendéis. Como lo que se han acostumbrado al circuito, por así decirlo. La adaptación. Coño. Eso es. Eso es, Rubén. No me sale la palabra. Car parts knowledge, o sea, en plan, si le montas piezas nuevas, quizás no se acostumbran tan bien. Son muchas cosas a tener en cuenta para las carreras. Son demasiadas cosas para tener en cuenta. The more of a performance bonus you receive going into the rest of the weekend. Absolutely, yeah. The confidence basically manifests in a performance bonus for that. O sea, si haces los performance bonus, vas a tener, en plan, vas a tener como un busteo de estadística para los pilotos en la carrera.
Then you might do fewer long runs, and that means your track acclimatization will kind of falter. It won't go up quite at the rate that it should. So there's a balance to be had with how you use your time.
Vale.
Balance. That's the key word for everything we do. I feel like that's the word I say the most when we play this game.
Vale, puedes simular los libres. Pues simular hasta la clasificación.
The results then going into qualifying. So we're going to speed through our practice here.
No nos van a enseñar los libres. No. Qué perros. Qué perros, se los van a guardar. Se los van a guardar los libres. No me lo puedo creer. Bueno, al menos que nos enseñen la quali, por favor. Que nos enseñen quali. Mira, ahí tenemos los resultados de la práctica 3. Y mira, ha pillado Gasly 96% de la adaptación al circuito y Tsunoda 100%. Y han pillado distintos bonus. Vale. Estoy viendo que simular está bastante roto, ¿no? En plan, está bastante chetado. Si tiene 100% de adaptación al circuito Tsunoda, está bastante broken. Aquí se acaba de ir el sol. Fuck. Sol. Aparece. Que viene, que viene.
I mean, it can feel like a whole new car, can't it? To some people, we've seen it through drivers already the last couple of seasons.
So we're taking a quick look at qualifying.
Vale, qualifying, vale. La Q1, vamos a ver la Q1.
We'll just take a very quick look at it, but you can sort of set instructions for your drivers
Vale.
before they go out on track. Just
Los
basically
compuestos
basically in a position to give them every possible chance to succeed when it comes
van
to
a ir a 3 vueltas con
to deliver their
gasolina.
potential when it comes to qualifying, right?
Yeah. So this is the showdown. This determines obviously the starting grid, and you kind of set your run plan. And the key thing is like when do you want to
Vale.
send your driver out? You know, they'll be.
Claro, lo que está diciendo que podemos hacer. Joder, otra vez se me ha quedado oscuro. Podemos hacer distintos planes de en plan, pues le cargo a este 3 vueltas de combustible para que no entre igual luego en boxes con el otro, etc.
Maybe it's better to go out in clean air and less traffic,
Right.
and picking your moment to see the payoff in terms of how those performance gains you got in practice are actually going to manifest in race pace.
Awesome. So we are interested to see how players challenge that when it comes to launch. But for now, again, in the interest of time, we're going to skip through to qualifying, see how the drivers do. I'm kind of like there's a distinct part of me. I just want to.
Simulan también la quali, de verdad.
There's a constant
No, hombre, no.
me to,
Qué feo.
to go through this, but we're already 40.
Han caído
Yeah, so we've got to crack
So
up.
en Q2
So
Gasly
nearly got into
y en
the next
Q1
set.
Tsunoda.
So Yuki Tsunoda just dropped out in Q1.
Cuidado,
Just
cuidado con
went
esto.
to half a tenth from Mick
Hostia, los dos
Schumacher.
Aston Martin último.
Was about a tenth and a half off getting into
A la mierda.
Q3. So it's okay. I
Yeah.
would say that's
Yeah,
it's
not a bad starting
satisfactory. Yeah, we got into Q2. So one of the sponsor guarantees was to get into Q2. We made sure we did that with PF. So little extra cash boost.
En la carrera sí que la van a hacer,
P11,
100%.
P16 going into race day as you can
Vale.
chat with one of his
¿Ese es Tsunoda?
as we get ready for race day.
¿Estabais Tsunoda?
Yeah, so race day, Baku, Azerbaijan. It's not just a case of jumping in and starting the race. There's a lot more to get through, isn't there?
Vale.
So I guess let's talk a little
Ahora
bit
van a hacer la carrera
Yeah, so
directamente.
this is
Vale.
really one of the key, if not the key.
Por cierto, están arriba las
pre-race,
pestañas de
decisions
resultados, de
that
sponsors,
make
para que te recuerde más o menos los objetivos que tienes que hacer.
drivers to run with. So you've got a strategy editor here, and as you can see, when you go into one of those strategy views, you can pick from a selection of like recommended strategies that are kind of recommended for this track, or you can create your own, or of course you can edit one of these strategies as well. The great thing about this is that during the race, like as things are changing and as you kind of decide to
Vale, ahora están planeando las estrategias, van
within the race
a
as
hacerlas,
well, so this isn't
básicamente.
your last opportunity.
Llegas del principio hasta el final con el medio, tú.
Kind of wear rate of
Vaya pedrolos.
or this,
Vaya pedrolos de rueda.
But if you click on one of the A, B or C strategies, it'll update with the projected kind of tire wear for
Ahora con tu plan B.
to hards.
Buenas,
during
Sam.
the race, you'll actually see
Hasta jugando son malos los tíos.
how your tires
Es que de verdad.
de
De verdad. A ver, no las habrán dejado enseñar, supongo, libres y quali aún los desarrolladores.
Your tires are wearing down quicker than projected, and you might need to pit earlier, therefore go to strategy view, update
Sure.
things. Or are you conserving? You've got a little bit of tire that you can burn down.
Yeah.
But this is to where you kind of establish your starting point, really.
Yeah. I also wanted to bring this up just very quickly before we get into that. You've also got other things that you'll sort of see as a session goes
Vamos a
on.
ver, no centréis en la estrategia de Gasly. Es francés, tiene que quedar último.
It's a very warm day at Baku today. All these kind of things can play a part when it comes to strategy, so you have all this data available to you that you can help sort of define your strategy. Right, so Steve, we
Yes.
have decided.
We're going to do something slightly
Yes.
interesting
Go
here.
on.
Yeah. Well,
Te recomiendo más el F92 o el manager.
So we're going to split
Valorant, Counter-Strike.
between myself and Chris to see who comes out with the best strategy.
Yeah.
And we're going to let you in chat decide, well, not decide who is, but have a gamble on who you think is going to have the best strategy.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a Twitch prediction, and you can use your channel points.
Predicción,
We've got some channel
predicción.
points built up from sitting and watching us.
Yeah.
¿Qué predecimos? ¿Qué
And
predecimos?
You're going to be able to
Sí,
predict
hombre.
basically who you think is going to win. So I'm going to take on Gasly
Yeah.
and choose a strategy, and then Chris is going to
Predicción,
choose
predicción.
Sonoda.
Espérate que me cambio
Well,
de cámara.
You've
Yeah.
got Sonoda.
And Andy's going to watch his choose strategy and just
And
sort of
he's going
shake
to
his
choose,
head.
yeah.
Or
and,
what are they doing?
We're going to go from there. So I'm going to actually use one we've already got there. But can we just
Bueno, cuando la pongan.
plan B,
You going
please, for
plan B?
Gasly?
We are
Yes.
No, están diciendo una predicción de quién va a tener la mejor estrategia, o sea, que quién va a acabar adelante, básicamente.
When it comes
Yeah,
round.
anything can happen. We could have incidents during the race that completely change it. So
Acaba de llegar, ¿qué te está pareciendo? La verdad es que es increíble y parece sencillo de manejar, en plan, muy profundo y a la vez sencillo e intuitivo.
Exactly. Well, this could literally happen to us right now.
Absolutely.
As well. That's the
You
thing.
can see along the top there as well. Worth pointing out there's the predicted weather forecast.
Madre
as
mía,
well, so
súper
back
claro
here
estoy
you
ahora,
can
tú.
see
El sol está metiendo unas variaciones que ni la bolsa
obviously,
estadounidense.
If there's weather, if there is rain projected on that, or the chance of rain, then that's a massive thing for strategy view. So You need to get those inters and those wet tires ready.
Yeah. So you're going
¿Vas a jugar trayectoria hoy? Sí, posiblemente.
Stick a plan B, but we're going to go from there. So yeah, we're going to do that, and then we'll let you choose yours, and then we'll get that prediction going so that people can choose what they want.
Yuki, I'm trying to telepathically get into you. We're going to work together here, Yuki. We're going to make this work. So I think C is quite a bold strategy. So
Soft, hard, soft.
Pero ¿cómo vas a hacer un blando, duro, blando? Pero tú eres tonto que vas a morir.
To actually watching this race in real life, if a race panned out as expected, but I'm going to give it a go because you never know, the soft tyre could really switch on and they could really work well for us, and we can make up some places early on because we are a little bit further back maybe than we should be on the grid.
Yeah, okay.
So giving us the soft tyre could mean that gives us a bit of extra doubt to get through.
RG Portugal, sí señor.
Or it could go horribly.
It could go horribly wrong.
Regalito a Pambrejo.
Ole. Yes, and it's F1 Manager 22. Baby.
Ole Portugal.
Yeah, so
sí señor. Grande.
This could end terribly. It could be an absolute masterstroke.
Grande. Muchas gracias, Muchas gracias ahí por darle a Pambrejito.
There's a window kind of kicking off around 13, 14. I think that's 14, and then 42 or 41.
Okay.
So, but there's a window, as you said, there's a window.
¿Qué han dicho? ¿No me he enterado?
Andy, that's the blue sort of area.
Vale, está diciendo que la zona azul que veis arriba en la estrategia, es decir, en el gráfico de la estrategia entera, son, por así decirlo, la ventana de parada. Puedes parar antes, puedes parar después. Y la predicción del tiempo la teníamos arriba.
Your two options are Pierre Gasly and Camp Steve, with a medium tire strategy going on.
Vale, o sea, Gasly va a una parada con medio duro y Tsunoda va a dos paradas con blando, duro, blando. ¿Han puesto ya la predicción? Ya han puesto. ¿Con quién? ¿A quién apostamos? ¿A Gasly o a Tsunoda? ¿A quién apostamos? Yo voy a poner a Gasly. La verdad. Voy a jugar los 250 puntos. 250 puntos a Gasly. Yo creo que sí.
Gasly wins.
Joder, ahora estoy full oscuro.
Wow, okay. This is,
yo he apostado a Gasly.
Some scandal if you win all of these points back.
I might have zero confidence in my strategy, Steve. I might have gone for you anyway.
So positions gained is actually a performance target. So you're talking about the sponsor performance targets. Once you're through your qualifying and you know where you're starting, you can actually add a guarantee performance target for position gain.
Está diciendo que, por cierto, que después de la quali puedes añadir más targets a la carrera. Es decir, en plan, puedes añadir el target de, pues voy a acabar aquí. ¿Sabes? Puedes añadir otra como misión de sponsor más para que te dé más bonus.
P5.
That is okay. With Yuki, I think it's going to be tough. P16.
P16.
It's going to be tough.
Points. Come on.
Can you imagine?
Vale, el objetivo dice que es de Gasly que va a ser P6.
Try and be slightly pessimistic. I'd say 13, 14.
Y de Tsunoda 13. Qué masura. Qué poca confianza en Yuki, por favor.
Yeah. I mean, if you do that, you know, I'll buy you a drink at...
A gentleman's pound?
A gentleman's pound.
No se trata de quién gane, se trata de quién no es gabacho.
It's going to go down.
Go for it.
Okay. So, chat, mostly we've got 114,000 points so far on Gasly Steve, and we've got 86.
Es que no puedo hacer nada con la persiana. Dani, es que si me la bajo del todo y encima se va el sol, se sube y se va. O sea, porque pasan nubes. Entonces la iluminación varía 28.000 veces. No puedo hacer nada. Pongo yo predicción. Voy a poner yo predicción. Corre, lo ponemos. No. Mierda. Ponerla, por favor. Ponerla, por favor. Ponerla aquí también. Tsunoda o Gasly. ¿Quién gana? ¿Tsunoda o Gasly?
P11, P5 is a ambitious target.
Estará en español, Rubio. Estará en español.
It's all come down to this.
Empieza. No hay vuelta de formación. No hay vuelta de formación, vale. Vale. Hostia, ¿dónde pongo yo ahora la cámara? Bueno, yo creo que este es el mejor sitio. Vale. Gasly ha salido horrible. Gasly, qué malo. Qué malo eres. Vaya salida de culo de Gasly. Vale, están con Tsunoda ahora.
It's okay. It's fine.
So Gasly's up in P12. Let's go immediately. Let's go on board with Yuki.
On board de Gasly.
So this is actually cutting away sort of talking about strategy and stuff. That just literally just talking about the game. One of the things we haven't really had a chance to talk to you on a stream, Andy, about this yet. I think one of the things that our community have been blown away so far since we've been showing off.
Arriba en medio.
It's just how the
Es que no sé
visual
dónde ponerla.
look of
Es que
this
no
game
tengo
from
una
your
esta de
perspective,
arriba en medio.
a really kind of detailed and deep, and really cool.
No tengo ninguna arriba en medio.
Sort of management sim, and maybe
De todas maneras tampoco se ve mucho. O sea, se está viendo lo mismo de Gasly que de su noda. Me voy a quedar aquí.
The term that we use, broadcast quality presentation. It's really something, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, the guys, the team have knocked out the park.
Tiene 100 de batería. Su no da igual. No están gastando ahora nada de batería.
So kind of, so realistic.
La primera vuelta.
And yeah, it's something we were really keen on right from the start, really, because I think
Y se han separado ya
you
muchísimo.
know, the management games that we do here at Frontier is about the payoff, it's about the spectacle, you
Yeah.
know, the
Ahora Gasly está gastando batería.
strategy and the work.
Su noda también. Han gastado los dos ahí.
You know, there's no greater
O sea, como hay
spectacle than this,
zonas en las que gastan.
seeing this
El sonido,
down the back streets.
Give me some
Lo
more
voy a
pace there on Gasly.
think-
Ahora está al
Oh,
tope.
yeah, I'm in control. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah,
so
this is.
what do you want? A bit more ERS?
Give me a little bit more ERS. and
go
give me
Mira,
some-
van a poner que Gasly gaste más airs.
Anybody? So yeah, as you might have heard,
Uy, la radio de Gasly,
I
tú.
was going to talk about ERS and stuff like that, but we heard some real world team radio there from Pierre. We'll do the F1 broadcasting with Team Radio's coming. We'll just shut up.
Yeah. Just 2 secs, 10.
Yes. So Andy talks real world team radio. That's been something that a lot
Yeah.
of our community have been super excited about. Just talk
Va a gastar airs. Vale, tiene 89 Gasly, 94 su noda porque le han dicho a Gasly que gaste un pelín más.
You know, you're listening.
O sea, en las zonas que tengan de gasto, va a gastar un pelín más. Hostia, su noda, cuidado, Vale, le van a poner que haga deploy también.
Driver and making the calls and relaying to them to the driver.
Copy.
So I think, you know, this is-
O sea, contestan como en la realidad, los pilotos. O sea, tienen el audio de contestar.
that sense of control as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. So.
Brutal, la verdad. Lo de las radios es brutal, lo de los audios.
We'll be here all day, but for now, as things are very close, let's try and. So let's see if Yuki can make a move. And no DRS, of course, at the start of the race, but we've got.
Abajo en medio sería lo mejor, pero ahora me quedo aquí porque es que no me voy a liar a moverlo. Ahora, porque tengo todas las escenas bloqueadas.
Because it's quite a tight section, you know, as some of the F1 fans may know, basically the rest of this circuit is very difficult to overtake.
¿Habéis escuchado?
It's quite tight.
Es brutal.
It's
Es brutal.
the end and the start of the lap that are the
Yeah,
overtaking
those DRS
opportunities.
zones,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So maybe if we harvest some CRS is fully charged. Thank
Vale,
you.
esto es como un...
Right, so-
Le ha dicho su noda, que tengo el ERS cargado a tope. ¿Gasto o no gasto?
Behind a Haas. We have a
En
yellow
plan,
flag.
como una decisión, por así decirlo.
Virtual safety car.
¡Virtual!
Oh, we've all slowed down. We've also down to stop. What's happened here? So who's at the back? Maybe something happened to Vettel. Maybe not.
Virtual.
We have a VSC.
¿Qué ha pasado?
Virtual
pasado?
safety car, virtual safety car.
All right,
Thank you
live
very
live
much.
down.
Vale, dicen que no van a parar. Que no van a parar.
Anything can happen.
Maybe let's go top down just to have a quick look here, and if I drop it back actually to
¿Qué ha pasado?
long times. Yeah, so that's I guess a key way of observing the race is of course this top down view as well.
Vale, esta es la otra vista
This is- you can use this to-
de carrera. Alonso, por cierto, haciendo el tapón
You know, but we're still-
de las carreras que hace siempre. Brutal. Se han ido los 6 primeros y Alonso ahí haciendo tapón.
So, you
Bien,
know,
me
if
sirve.
you've
Me
got a
sirve.
brain like a computer, time 16, you can still take it all in and play the game.
Se la ha pegado Hamilton.
But yeah,
Puede
for
ser.
those find-up, it's a
Ahí
good
está el
time,
virtual,
so
Watch replay, pon arriba.
what's going on the
Yeah.
track.
So it looks like it's
O sea, para ver lo de Hamilton, podía ver la repetición. No la han dado, los inútiles.
It's
Oh,
the
he's,
front
he's
wing.
lost some
Tiene una rueda.
He has lost some.
No, el front wing. El front wing no tiene
We'll go back to you.
alerón.
That's helped us here. So Gasly's gone up from P12 to P11.
No tiene alerón Hamilton,
He's
tú.
gone up to position 2, but we're under VSC for now. That will probably change very soon as the.
Le están diciendo eso que ha parado Hamilton y dice copy.
A great example there. You know, we set
Se la ha pegado en el castillo.
but anything can happen.
Yeah.
And we're already seeing a change in the order and a pit stop.
Watch replay.
It's not going well. at the
It's
start
not.
from
It's
the
not his
stadium.
day.
That's not good at all.
Hamilton pit stop issue. O sea que encima le han hecho mala parada a Hamilton y puedes ver la rep.
Yeah.
Go for
Mira,
it.
puede acelerar en cámara rápida también esta. Vale, pero a partir del por 4 ya no acelera la cámara
The
de
onboard cameras, like, I call it the
eso.
halo
Se
camera.
pasa directamente al mapa.
Yeah, it's a halo,
Es
that's a
brutal,
really great,
es brutal el juego
position
este.
to see the race from, but I don't know,
Hostia, Gasly se está reventando la batería, tú.
But
Yeah.
Gasly se está reventando la batería. Le van a poner en modo calmarse. Los dos van a hacer full ahorro. Tanto Gasly como su noda.
Red One in chat literally just said harvest DRS before.
Claro, porque están en virtual. En virtual puedes ahorrar neumático y todo el rollo. Arriba el mensaje de dirección de carrera. Brutal. Yo estoy flipando, lo juro.
Yeah, so
Estoy flipando.
I'm in control of your destiny here.
Stitching me up
I
here.
could.
Bandera verde,
absolutely
bandera
stitch
verde.
you up. So normal racing conditions resuming, back underway. So Hamilton's back out as you can see.
Hamilton está a tomar por saco.
Stop. Let's get back to the action. So Gasly
On board de Gasly.
11. So where we started Tsunoda's up one place.
Tiene 5 cámaras.
So far I'm up, but
O sea, en cada coche tiene 5 cámaras. La de retransmisión, la onboard, la de para atrás. No se ha comido. A Magnussen de milagro.
Yeah, so is there anything else we want to kind of go through as we sort of
Vuelta rápida tiene Verstappen. Veis arriba también el tiempo, la hora.
Let's have a look at the data on the options here.
Here?
we
Do you
can
wanna go here?
Yeah, let's have a look at what we're doing with sectors.
Vale, va a ver los datos
Everyone is with their speeds. This will
de
come
cuántas posiciones han subido, cómo tienen las ruedas. Podéis ver el estado de las ruedas de la gente.
to be able to see
Lo veis.
if some
Las veces que han parado en pit
changes
stop.
from,
Si están mejorando sus tiempos personales, en verde, ¿lo veis?
and somebody gambles onto a
En los
slip,
sectores.
you can use this menu to see if their sectors are then faster than they were doing, and that's
Vale.
I find
Está ahora en por
really
2.
useful at making sure that you can
Vale, es distancia de carrera real, ¿eh? Distancia de carrera real,
No,
cuidado con
actually,
eso.
we
super fast,
haven't
it is
gone
2
to
times
warp
speed.
speed.
Son imágenes reales, es gameplay. Alcarín, es gameplay en directo.
For kind of either looking at relative last laps, so you can kind of get a sense of the race pace,
Yeah.
or my own lap history, and I can kind of go, okay, if I'm on a long run with hards, I can kind of start to see the drop off in lap times and go, is it time
Vale.
to get early or,
Right.
Yeah.
or later? So yeah, this lap history filling out with lap times is really useful.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's
Puedes ver, o sea, la ventaja cómo van aumentando, disminuyendo con los coches de delante, de detrás. Madre mía, esto es para manejar datos a muerte.
How am I doing? What's the drop?
Para manejar datos a
Another way
muerte.
you can look at that, I think, is just by if I go back into the race view.
Dios
Here,
santo,
so you can
chaval.
see here, so that's your
Vale, mira, ahí están, aquí está en la pantalla de estrategia. Te va mostrando la barrita blanca que va bajando el desgaste previsto. Ahora, como se ha puesto a ahorrar, había una pequeña subidilla de la vida del neumático, en plan, que no se gasta tanto, ¿sabes?
Yeah, let's go.
Muy bien, muy bien.
Tsunoda's got quite a bit of. He should be burning into those softs, right? Because he's pitting.
It's true.
not too long.
Yeah.
It's very true, and because of the VSC, they've had time to conserve the tyres, so let's push it.
Le está diciendo a Tsunoda también que se pongan agresivos los dos con las
Yeah,
ruedas.
Steve wouldn't have told me to do that. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So there's opportunities here. DRS will open. soon.
Madre mía, este juego, por favor, me vas a robar la vida, juego de mierda. por favor.
So we need
We
to
are
find a
both
way.
behind the half.
We've got Gunter behind us. I'm sorry to betray you,
Sorry,
Gunter.
Gunter.
But we have to find a way through for our drivers. One more for you, and of course we'll be into the top 10. I'd love to just do this lap by lap. I was doing when I was doing playthroughs previously. I just wanted to do lap by lap,
Yeah.
just follow.
Las cámaras de retransmisión muy, muy guapas. Además son las reales, ¿eh?
But this looks like a good
Las
opportunity.
cámaras de retransmisión reales.
DRS opportunity
Clavadas.
will make
O sea, que están clavadas.
for Tsunoda, so that means that there's a potential here if I drop. Yeah, we've dropped it back. And DRS is enabled. So
El este de Gasly, tú.
DRS.
El ingeniero real de Gasly, que me hace muchísima gracia.
So this
Oh,
is
that's
one
for
of-
Gasly.
this is
El DRS ya está disponible, así que Gasly lo va a usar.
whether you're
Lo va a poner en neutral porque no hace falta gastar ERS. No tiene ninguno de los dos. O sea, Tsunoda tiene 94 de ERS, pero Gasly no tiene.
Yeah, it's one of the things that's quite easy to
Vamos,
miss, but
Gasly,
it's
jo.
super important, right? 'Cause the amount
Eres
of time
malísimo,
you get
Gasly.
in DRS zones is
Yeah.
is a major factor.
This is close. Gasly's close as well.
Yeah.
With
Let's
both
get through
the
this one
two
and let's see if
drivers have
Gasly
been
can get
Segunda zona de DRS.
He's fallen a little bit back here, but
Ahí está,
Gasly overspeed.
ahí
Come on,
está,
Yuki. Come
ahí
on,
está.
Yuki.
Get him.
Come on, can
No
he
pilla,
break
¿eh?
it?
No adelanta.
Just try to make it. Can he break late? Not
No,
quite.
no adelanta.
I'm going to harvest a bit more now.
Hamilton P10 now, le están diciendo a Gasly.
Gasly has gained position. Let's watch the replay.
Gasly ha ganado una posición.
Much of it really
Repetición.
the inside. So that's a key thing as well, Andy. When key moments happen,
Increíble, es
we're
brutal.
around maybe
Es
concerning
brutal, en plan,
drivers.
cuando ganas una posición y no te das cuenta, te muestran la repe y vuelves al juego. ¡Mira! ¿Qué dices?
You'll get notified of anything major happening either via replays or kind of your
¿Qué
information
dices
on the-
tú?
tell you if your fuel's kind of running down, if your tyres are getting too low. So
Brutal.
nice balance between giving you the opportunity to kind of fast forward. through the
Madre
race.
mía, voy a streamear este juego 28 horas al día, Dios mío. De las 24 que hay, 28 van a estar streameando esta
I want
basura.
a spot. I want to burn some fuel, please.
Ay, Dios
Let's get.
Okay, we'll push
yeah,
a bit.
Let's go.
Let's lift and coast.
Push a
Let's,
little bit harder. Yeah.
push
So
up.
we're going to be less.
Le está diciendo a Gasly que haga menos lift and coast, es decir, que apriete porque tiene gasolina de sobra. Como veis, tiene más 0.23 y también tiene más 0.24 Tsunoda.
Focus a bit on Yuki. So basically, we need to pull a gap now into Magnussen. So
Yeah.
if we can maybe
¿Qué pasa en el tiempo de carrera?
his DRS, that would be great to allow us to try and.
¿Qué pasa en el
move
tiempo de
clear of
carrera?
Magnussen. There's a bit of a gap. That looks pretty good. I'm just going to
Yeah.
speed things up a little
Lo
bit.
estoy viendo.
We speed up to
No hay nada especial, en plan pone en un minuto hay 15% de probabilidad de lluvia.
So if fuel is getting low, so sorry, Steve.
Ah, como lleguemos a las 2 horas se termina, es verdad.
Run it down.
Es verdad.
Okay, so
Es verdad, por el tema de las banderas rojas y todo el rollo. Que muestren una bandera roja, por favor.
Window, so as you can see here,
Por
we're on lap
favor.
7. If we
Por
move on
favor.
towards lap
Tsunoda no está gastando rueda apenas, ¿eh?
Yeah, around 11.
Tsunoda está
12,
gastando
so
poca rueda.
we'll open for Yuki, whereas for Gasly, the window is more
Ojo,
around.
ojo, ojo. Gasly está viendo cómo Ocon y Alonso se están pegando, ¿eh?
As you can see here, though, Gasly's made up some great ground because there's some battling in front of him between Norris and
Yeah.
Ocon.
Uy,
is his
uy,
16th
uy, uy, uy,
race.
vaya trazadas.
Meanwhile, Tsunoda overtakes
Tsunoda overtake Schumacher. Repetición.
The fact that we can just clip back.
Lo ha adelantado al final, por fuera. Muy bien.
Both of our drivers making a
Muy bien,
move
muy
on
bien.
that corner.
Lo va a skipear, le ha dado
That's fantastic.
Le ha dado a skipear para no ver la repetición de los ingenieros. Seguramente que también se ven.
It's a dangerous maneuver. So maybe I was going to instinctively harvest DRS, but I'll leave that up to you, Steve. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
that's
tell you
fine.
what to do.
I'll keep an eye on my
Okay, yeah,
figures.
absolutely. So I'm going to try and make a gap here. So I'll click.
A ver, Tsunoda tiene 57 de ERS. Puedes usar el ERS para defenderte. Como veis, hay distintos planes. Harvest, que es de ahorro, y luego los demás son para defenderte, para atacar. Muy bien, la verdad. Tiene 41 de ERS Tsunoda, ¿vale? Lo estoy tapando, pero tiene 41 de ERS. Si sabes si vas a poder crear tu propio equipo, vas a tener que coger equipos reales. Vas a tener que coger un equipo real, Alkerin. Pero como van a ser entregas anuales, yo supongo que el año que viene meterán movidas de crear tu equipo y todo el rollo. Irán poco a poco. Van a hacer entregas anuales mínimo hasta 2025. ¿Tienen por poison? No creo. Aquí está Gasly, está defendiendo Ocon. Vamos a ver si lo pasa. Se tira por fuera. Se tira.
Go on.
Aguanta el paralelo.
It's going to be a battle.
He's got it.
It's going to be a battle. This is going to go around for a few
Believe,
corners.
achieve.
You're side by side.
Tienen que ponerle. Pero ponle a Gasly que ataque, Mendrugo. ¡Qué malo eres!
All right, who's got the speed?
Vale, tiene de res y rebufo el de delante. Tiene de res y rebufo el de delante. Lo ha pasado. Lo ha pasado. Lo ha pasado.
Yeah, that's definitely an opportunity here. Gasly overtakes Ocon. Job done.
Ahí está la repetición arriba. Allí lo veis.
It's happening. I told you. I did say fifth though, which
Brutal.
Long way to go.
there's a long way to go to fifth. There's a long way to go in this race.
Es brutal.
Yeah,
Speaking
absolutely.
of, let's speed it up a little bit.
I don't want to go too fast because I want to see how you can get on here
I
against.
know, this is good. This is
against
good
Norris.
action actually.
Anything here you want? So you're pushing the tyres a bit.
what we want-
Tyres are getting a bit.
Tyres
bit
are a
low
little
there.
bit, yeah, maybe bring those down a little bit. We're
Los
alright, I mean,
neumáticos.
not projected. We'll be alright.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Queda mucho para la parada aún. Es que están en la vuelta 8. Es que esto acaba de empezar.
Shut down that
Es
screen.
que las carreras te pueden durar años, siglos, milenios, trienio, cuatrienio. De verdad, te pueden durar las carreras millones de años.
Go on,
Come
go
on.
on, Pierre.
Vale, allá va Gasly. Allá va Gasly a por Norris. Sí, hombre. DRS.
He's got him on the first corner.
This
Easy.
is some effort for Pierre Gasly.
Clear, absolutely clear.
Nice.
Dentro.
Two
Perfecto.
moves in 2 laps. That is some going. P8.
That's my boy.
So yeah, that's
Adelantado.
that.
Y mira, te muestra la repetición
He's
también
gapped,
arriba.
Mick Schumacher, so you can try and move on to the back.
Tsunoda va bastante pochillo, la verdad.
As well. So awesome. Okay, so that's a pretty good start to the race. We're 10 laps in.
We're doing alright.
Yeah, we're 9 laps in, and
Got some points.
points currently on the board. Both drivers have moved up the field.
Yeah.
And he's not looking at us with disdain.
Yeah, we're doing alright. We're doing okay.
That's all I'm worried. Oh, this could get tight here. This could be tricky. Anything you want here, Steve, before I start speeding things up?
No, we're okay. Yeah, carry on. Speed things up.
Okay, I'm going to go 4 times.
Vale, va a poner a por 4.
So we're on top of Gaz, as you can see.
Creo que hay hasta por 16. Hay por 8 y por 16.
Not quite a trade,
Creo que dijeron.
but there's a few cars behind him.
Bottas va quinto. Bottas, menuda padreada. Fernando se está escapando.
Empty for oh,
No tiene batería Tsunoda. Lo van a poner en guardar batería.
that's it. I was deploying too much ERS and he's going to be...
Se ha descuidado y carencia.
Oh, Norris is back
Oh,
through.
Norris is
O Norris ha adelantado a Gasly otra vez.
Switch back? Oh, we've got to watch this.
I want to see.
Norris ha adelantado a Gasly.
Yeah, there we go. So there we go. So we can see that.
Uy, espérate. No, ¿sigue en paralelo?
Of Gasly re-overtaking Norris
Vamos a ver.
Lovely.
just in time.
I can see this battle going
Vale.
on
This is
for a
going to
little
be
while.
going to be it, isn't it? Yeah.
Let's drop to the rear view, which is this one. Okay. All right. I think this battle's going to
Así saca una bandera roja.
We will be
Yeah,
here
we are
all
literally
day,
gonna be here all
and
night.
Andy will be really
Let's-
mad at us because he's got work to do.
Let's
so.
Un safety car estaría guapo también.
To a little bit of a-
Mira, Tsunoda ha gastado demasiada rueda.
Yeah,
Lo estoy
so
viendo,
it's no-
La rueda se le está
no
muriendo
here.
a Tsunoda.
He has got Mick Schumacher coming back towards him. We are on
He's not
harvest.
really
Let's
getting-
move back to neutral. So
Quite conservative on his tyres.
Yeah.
Because he should be
I-
pitting now, so.
that's true. So we've got
Le está diciendo a Tsunoda que ya puede parar.
now to use over the next couple
Que ha entrado en la ventana de parada.
Yuki, we need to
Okay.
push harder on tires. They are looking good now. We need
Yes,
to
there
open
we go.
to Vettel. You can push harder.
Nice, thank you very much.
I love
right,
that.
A fun. Okay, so
Le han dicho que apriete más.
Yuki,
Lo de las radios es muy bueno, Lo de las radios es muy bueno.
Got a bit of tire life left. Let's continue using it. Whereas Gasly's embroiled in this battle with Norris, Ocon, et al. So good start so far. We're about Yeah, well, only almost a fifth of the way to the race. So much happens.
I know.
And this is I think one of the things to maybe talk about here is that, you know, the player has the choice here. If they want to, they can just watch the race in real time, watch all these things unfold.
Yo voy a intentar todo lo posible por traeros este juego antes de tiempo.
Really flexible.
Yeah.
Voy a hacer todo lo posible por intentarlo.
Okay, so we're getting close, I think, to Yuki's pit window, but he's doing okay.
Si podemos conseguirlo sería increíble.
It's not too bad. Now that he's got some clear.
Es que le tengo una gana.
Stop trying to foil me. Okay, so that's looking okay. Gasly's doing a decent job, but again, Norris has got him back, so and now he's going to get it back again.
25 de agosto sale. Ragzar.
That's gonna be going on forever, yeah.
Yeah.
Gasly ha adelantado a Norris otra vez, bien.
You're quite close to your pit window,
Yeah,
aren't you?
that's
So, are you going to make that pit now?
let's set up a pit for Yuki Tsunoda. So right into the pit window.
Okay.
Well, when
Su noda ya está en la ventana de parada, pero van a esperar a la vuelta correcta para parar.
to run in, hopefully he can
Pero ya está perdiendo ritmo con el blando su noda, en plan, ya está yendo lento.
Guan Yu Zhou has made the move on Daniel Ricciardo. So Gasly's back in front, but Norris is primed here with DRS to potentially make another move. Yes, his optimal lap, so let's do it. So that's our race engineer telling us that this is the optimal lap to make a pit stop for.
Vale, va a hacer el pit stop, ahí lo veis. Lo va a poner, pit options, puede cambiar entre todos los compuestos que ha usado en todo el fin de semana.
Yeah, absolutely. So this shows you the tyres you have available, or you can also see some of the tyres you've returned over the course of the weekend as well. So that's what some of those greyed out ones will show you. And then
Y salen los neumáticos que has devuelto y los que no. Buah, esto es una pasada.
Esto
es una pasada, tío. Es que es clavado.
See how long that's going to last. And where you'll come out as well. Exit position, so unfortunately, you'll obviously come out exit position 20th. But the plan is that you'll get the jump on everyone else as they pit.
That's the hope.
Va a parar, le va a dar el botón de parar.
And
Y vamos con su noda.
now that we know he's coming in, we can go right full push. Because we will no longer need those tyres in about a minute's time. We will no longer need those tyres. Oh, we're back.
Uy, la batalla de Norris Gasly sigue.
I think we're well, the tyre wear's looking all right, but
The tyres visibly look like they're beginning to wear, which is cool. It's just
Yeah,
kind of, to be expected. So yeah.
it's a close one.
Yeah.
We're going to be very close with Norris.
So your
here.
window is still a little bit further away.
We're over the halfway mark though, so that's the important thing.
Yeah.
Había un trozo de alerón. ¿Lo habéis visto en el suelo?
Yeah, let's
Estaba el trozo de alerón de Hamilton.
You are pitting, aren't you? So
Yeah, the end of this.
Estaba el trozo de alerón de Hamilton. Lo he visto en el suelo.
Yuki to
Angle for that
push.
pit.
Let's fire through this. Let's speed things up a little bit. Okay, now we're.
people starting to realise how long an F1 race actually takes.
Yeah.
Vale, va a parar.
This is
Vamos a ver, vamos cómo
this is a
para.
real-time simulation of an F1 race, so we would
But
be
it
here.
feels, because there's so much to control and so much to overview, and look, it
Yeah.
feels.
Este juego va a estar más pirateado que
the race
Piratini.
feels like this
Yo lo digo.
grand experience, which is what
Yo,
the first time I ever played the game, that was my first thought.
Yo no voy a piratear personalmente, pero...
And I was enjoying the game, and I was like, oh, it's lap 4.
Yeah. I know that feeling.
Right, so here's a pit stop.
Vale,
If
pit
you
stop.
decided we changed it, that's quick. That felt quick.
That was
Too
quick.
bad.
Yeah. So we're going to come up potentially behind the Aston Martins here. We shall see as we maybe change
come
views.
ahead of them. That
Yes.
was a very quick bit.
Lovely. That was important actually to get out in front of
Vale.
them, so we don't have to worry about.
Ha parado, ha salido con el duro delante de Vettel.
He's back
Bien.
because that's a
Bien.
long stint on the hard tyres. So
Ahora tiene
need to
un
be
sprint
careful
largo,
not
así
to
que le
time
van a
out for
hacer
the
que
next bit. Let's move back to Gasly.
apriete algo menos.
I want you to absolutely send those.
No tiene
tyres.
online Roxer, por eso lo he dicho.
Go for it.
Your wish is my command.
Let's do it.
Full attack.
Full attack.
Let's keep the pressure on. Right, let's go. So yes. So where is your pit window's only a
¿Cómo que on Sainz?
the ideal
Le he dicho, mantén la presión a Sainz.
20, so
El
you're
que tiene delante es Norris. Bum bug.
Okay, but you're embroiled in this battle with Lando Norris. So, cool. I'm happy to let Yuki kind of do his thing for a bit. Just run those tyres, run to sort of delta, run to lap time. Or we got a chance here. Speed everything down just a little bit. Try and move that here. I'm going to speed it back up actually. Could he go outside? Could he go inside? No. He might wait. So we've seen actually that a key overtaking opportunity is not turn 2, it's turn 3 that's coming up now. So maybe here, will he have
Lo va a
a good
intentar
go?
aquí.
Try on the outside.
Ahí está.
Oh, yes.
Lo ha adelantado, lo ha adelantado.
Right.
Ahí están las 5 cámaras. Básicamente una on-board, una en el halo, una trasera y 2 de
No, keep sending it.
retransmisión.
Right, Joel, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
we're fine. We're going to
Okay.
keep that gap by sending it.
Okay. I like the confidence. I want to see it happen. P8 is a very good result, I'd say, from starting from P11. There's already some good moves being done. Right, let's speed up a little bit more. So, P8, Yuki, obviously further back.
Vale, están parando los de delante. Lo veis allí en los resultados y en el mapa.
Oh, he's pitted. Yeah, good spot, Andy. Yes, so Norris has pitted, so that actually
There's
gives...
my gap.
Yeah, there is your gap.
Sixth,
so
by the way.
Just saying.
One place to go.
So this is a good opportunity now for Gasly to really put down some times and try and stay ahead of Lando Norris. So we might get you on the undercut. Let's find out. Yeah, this is all down to you now, Steve. So you can see your tyre life hit beginning to drop a bit.
We're pretty close. We're pretty close to that window.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drive.
Le tienen que cambiar el plan a Yuki, si no... Si no, mira a mí qué carencia. Yuki a ver si puede llegar al final sin parar, porque como tenga que parar otra vez, lo van a mandar al pozo.
That's actually, if I'm going to slow this down just briefly, so we look at these options. This is something we've looked at this earlier. So there's different options in here.
I love this.
So we're currently looking at the gap to leader, but Andy, maybe you can walk us through some of the other options.
Mira, tenemos distintas pestañas arriba a la izquierda. La de los neumáticos, tío. Yo me voy a poner a los neumáticos, me da igual las diferencias, las veo perfectamente. Volante tiene exclamación volante. Exclamación volante. ¿Crees que habrá retransmisión F2 y F3? No hay nada, no hay ni resultados, lo confirmaron ya. Puse por Twitter un hilo de cosas que habían confirmado y ya dije que no se iban a ver ni los resultados, o sea, iban a estar como en Codemaster, como agentes libres, por así decirlo, los pilotos de F2 y F3. Van a figurar como que están en la F2 y en la F3 y van progresando sus atributos, pero no se ven ni los resultados de la F2 ni de la F3. Pero todo el personal y pilotos del F2 y el F3 están en el juego. Y a sectores, podéis ver si están mejorando los sectores con sus vueltas también. Es una pasada esto. Es una pasada, la verdad. La HUD es muy intuitiva, muy bien hecha.
Got it. I've paused just so we can give you every opportunity here to make a stop. So,
van a mandarlo a pit.
Still hard tyre. This will go to the end of the race.
We're gonna go hard. We're gonna go
Esa voz de fondo, los pibes que están explicando.
So send it on that fuel, please.
Got it.
Los que están jugando, básicamente.
Full on tires, full on fuel use, no lifting.
Va para Gasly, ya está en ventana metido.
So this is towards the end of the lap actually.
O sea que para adentro va.
We've got fuel to burn here with Pierre, so.
Yeah, that's true. Cool, right, and just keeping an eye on Tsunoda, he's doing okay. He's on a different strategy really to those around him on P15. I can probably get him. You can see he's actually doing quite well in terms of lap times compared to tyre usage. So I might just get him to step up the usage.
Veremos si este juego es modeable, porque al no tener online, quizás algunos empiezan a meter mods.
Pit stop sped up.
Cuidado con este juego.
A bit odd. So we'll keep it to one time. So now in he comes. Let's hope it's another fast stop by the AlphaTauri boys.
Roba yo.
Can we get the tyres on? Yes, that was good.
That's not bad.
Decent.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Overall time was around the 4.4 there, I think. So
cool.
Before.
No, Roxer, eso es imposible, pero es que en el motor Sportminer sí que se pueden jugar las categorías inferiores, aunque no sean reales. Se pueden jugar, pero aquí solo hay una categoría jugable, no hay más. O sea, no hay más hecho para otras categorías.
Alright, so overall success so far. There goes Lando.
¿Cuánto me recomiendas para empezar? Yo empecé con un T150. Y luego subí al T300. Pero si tienes para el T300 directamente, el tirón.
Yeah.
You'll move back up to P8 and then potentially look at catching Alonso, Russell, Bottas.
I hope so.
We shall see. Okay, so again, let's
Totalmente, mayores. Como alguien descubra, en plan, editar a los pilotos y a y en plan y los valores y el nombre, yo me hago una serie con suscriptores del tirón, pero del tirón. Me pongo a manejar un equipo y me hago una con todos los nombres de la gente. Clarísimo.
I've done so much and we're not even at the halfway
I know,
point.
this is it.
Right, I have to start speeding things up, or else we're going to be here all day. Right, okay. Tsunoda P15. That's looking pretty good. I guess it's all,
Imagina las posibilidades, como dice el meme.
You know, how
Imagina las posibilidades.
Obviously, we're seeing here. Oh, fuel's getting low. Do you want me to change fuel, Steve?
Fuel's getting low. Cuidado.
Love it. So obviously, you know, we're a few races into the season. We're seeing that AlphaTauri in this save. Their performance is okay. We're battling for points, but obviously as the season goes on, if you...
¿A qué hora era stream por la noche más o menos? Pues a las 9, 9 y media nos metemos con la trayectoria de F1 22. Del tirón. Y ahora, después de esta presentación, subo el vídeo de que tenemos pendiente de, joder, de trayectoria, del episodio 2, del directo de ayer. Pero lo subo ya.
And I think, certain teams, I mean, I've been playing with Alfa Romeo recently, and they've actually got a really strong car
Vale.
in 2020.
Están por el mitad de carrera, ¿eh? Se están tomando con calma.
My kind of thing there is
Están tomando con calma.
perform while my car is particularly
Estoy intentando colocarme bien porque me duele la espalda un huevo.
my budget for the next year, because like you say, it's about that long-term build. Like they need those extra funds next year to make sure they can compete next year.
Right,
A bit like
okay.
Haas, Haas kind of put a lot of money into research last year. And
Vale, está diciendo en plan que hay que pensar, o sea, es un juego de pensar muy a largo plazo, ¿no? Que para la siguiente temporada puedes tener que empezar a ahorrar algo de dinero para desarrollar más el coche, todo el rollo.
It's one thing to kind of design rear wings that give you kind of DRS delta boosts and stats, but you want to see that on the main straight. You want to see yourself tearing past the car that you couldn't get past in the last race. So
Sure.
It's that payoff.
It's a great way. You've crystallized it way better than I ever could. Absolutely. So I guess something I was looking at here. So using these lap times, you did a good job of putting us to the data view, because you can see here. Look at the lap times here compared to Gasly and Norris. Now that you've got through on the pit strategy, you're half a second.
¿Sabes si con el EAC se puede jugar online? Si te refieres a F1 22, sí.
We're not too far
So there's a
off,
good
yeah.
opportunity here potentially for Gasly to move even further up, which would be fantastic. Whereas it's a little bit.
Me he errado conectar los servers, ni idea. Yo es que tengo el juego por Steam, entonces.
The likes of the drivers around it, but we're trying to move in.
Everyone's on hards, it seems.
Yeah, everybody wanted to be on that hard tyre in the middle of the race.
Can you just bring my fuel down a little bit as
Will
well,
do.
so we don't burn out of that too quickly?
I know that's standard, and speed things back up. So let's have
Vuelve a meterle velocidad.
gap, because I want to see how closely.
Tsunoda parece que ha gastado bastante neumático.
Just going to bring it down, and let's take a look.
Sonoda's just lost his place to Joe
They're
again.
going back and forth. That's a quite ding between the two.
A Tsunoda le ha adelantado Zu.
Gasly, just for a minute here, because here we go.
Y Gasly está con Russell y con Fernando. Sí, hombre, pinche Gasly.
And George Russell, who are in their own little battle here, and it's allowed you, I guess, as they're battling, to catch up. So
Botas mamadísimo,
potentially some scope here to move a couple more places.
Yeah, let's burn those tyres.
I feel like that's going to be your.
No Team, pero con el EA Access, entonces no debería haber problema. Si has metido la cuenta de Origin al entrar a la prueba,
Tight area. This is a good idea to kind of just,
Close up.
just
Sería
a
perfecto.
reminder that we're
a mí me funciona, vamos.
I'm going to deploy.
80% left on there.
Right, they are.
Vaya lucha, ¿no? Tienes aquí.
And it's just allowed you to really close out, and it's a great.
Russell Alonso. ¿Cómo va a estar Alonso?
I want
¿Qué le pasa a Russell?
All right, I'm going to speed things up just to, I doubt that there's going to be.
Oye,
burn the fuel.
se ha frenado. Isai Alonso, ¿qué es esto?
Right, so we're moving around to the back of the circuit. Obviously, the gap is concertina's a bit, so you're moving a bit further.
Don't worry about it. Keep going.
Okay, right, okay. So, yeah.
Le ha puesto más combustible y instantáneamente le ha dicho el ingeniero que no te queda combustible, me cago en la leche.
On George
Pero
Russell.
tiene más 0.30, o sea, va perfecto. Y tiene más 1.20, que lo veis aquí.
ERS as well, I think.
Más 1.20 Tsunoda, le tienen que enchufar gasolina, pero es que están dejando al pobre Tsunoda abandonadísimo.
Charge on for now.
Charge on, yeah. Absolutely.
Charge on for now.
Yeah. Can he make it work? We've seen it's quite difficult to get the job done here on this race into turn 1. It might be turn 3 where you get the jump. He's going for the move. Come on. Look at the speed.
Oh, come on.
Yes. Now it's all about holding.
A Gasly pasa.
Yeah, absolutely chopped. And now it's all about holding on to position, and maybe a key part of that is going to be catching Fernando, because that means you can grab his ERS.
Burn the ERS.
Right,
Russell
let's
con
go.
carencia, ¿eh?
Defend, I guess, or what do you think? Or pure overtake?
Let's go deploy.
Deploy. Right, okay. Where is he? Where is he? Oh, I should switch to the behind view.
Le han puesto deploy a Gasly para que gaste bien de...
Good job. We're right,
There's.
right on Alonso. So we're in there.
Tiene 48, Tsunoda tiene 0%. Está justo donde está mi cara, pero no lo veis.
Begging for a safety car.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Close everybody.
Es toda la carrera, sí,
Based on
diseñito.
what we were looking at in terms of the timings,
Toda la carrera.
you'd be pretty close to the likes of Bottas.
It's
So
not been bad, yeah.
it's been a good strategy, good run, good performance from Pierre too. And I guess we're seeing a little bit here the fruits of the labour from some of the boosts.
Vale, está diciendo que la batería tiene vacía, lo ignora
Some of the,
y se pone a hacer
benefits of
harvest.
What we saw about the performance bonus that you get through practice and qualifying. So obviously we saw that I think it was 11 points out of 15 they got. So
Luego le he hecho unos
gives
diseñitos.
Pierre and Yuki a bit more performance potential in the race, and we're seeing that with a strong performance here from Pierre.
And the quality of your kind of race engineers will impact upon, if you just simulate those sessions, they'll give you a slightly better.
Me voy a permitir una cosa, y es
with good
llevarme
efficiency
esto
with the
por aquí.
drivers.
Right, okay.
Que tengo que hacer una cosa.
we're looking good here. I think there
We
could be another
are, this
opportunity.
is-
So earlier on, you did two overtakes in 2 laps. Overtake.
Mientras siguen esta gente aquí.
You are really pushing everything
Full
here.
send.
He's going to go around the outside. You've done the outside before.
Always be sending.
I'm going to go.
Ooh, that is
That's
tight.
done.
Right, now you go. See how far
Básicamente voy a subir el vídeo.
immediately.
Que si no luego no me da tiempo.
Yuki over here stuck on
Sorry.
neutral.
Voy
Like,
a subir el vídeo para después que acabe el streaming.
He's on
¿Qué ha pasado?
stint. I'm just like, okay, well, and it's just quite entertaining watching Pierre up the grid. Yeah, look after the battery.
Yeah, we'll look after it. Look
Okay,
after
let's
it.
bring back
Harvest that again.
Harvest to neutral. Yeah,
Vale.
he's in a bit of a back and forth with Giograño, but he's gone this long strategy. I guess. Well, actually, let's have a look at the pit window.
yeah, it's tricky though.
Okay, we'll get him to push a little bit and see what he can do. I think the 2-stop hasn't quite worked yet, but I think if something happens in the race, like maybe a safety car or something, it could fall into our hands. So
Well, I'm happy where I am. So
All
let's speed up
Vale.
to get through your stint.
yeah,
A ver.
so we're about 10 or so laps away.
Han abandonado a Yuki por enano y asiático, qué
And we'll
racista.
keep an eye
Just having a look at
Gal le ha pasado al nano.
here, just to
Vale.
show that. We'd have a look at data view.
49-2, está muy lejísimo de cabeza de carrera. O sea, lo de la diferencia de los coches aquí sí está bien representado.
Obviously, you've got the previews on the main view, but you can click on it, and you can click on these to actually change the strategy live in the race. So
Vale.
that's what I was referring to earlier. So
Brilliant.
that's pretty cool. And you've got a few tabs there to show how your car powertrain components wearing down, not too much.
¿Qué es
on it,
eso?
They're all looking good nick. And here you've got like grip levels and track water and
Yeah.
all sorts of things.
So it's changed.
Vale, no hay lluvia.
52, the track temperature before the race got underway, so as the days going on.
Ah, que el tiempo que está aquí
something decides the track temperature.
afecta a la temperatura del coche
This one here.
para que se reviente y afecta también al desgaste de los neumáticos, los cambios de temperatura.
I'm going to burn through those. I realise we've sped up the race and I'm on like full send.
Me cago en la leche, tú, es lo que están diciendo, lo que están comentando.
It's this one.
Sí, hombre.
No, it's this one.
Vamos, que se van a freír los neumáticos.
Yeah, bring it down. Let's
And
sell.
he's like, yes.
Yeah. Oh, calm down, Gasly. Who told you to drive like that?
So, but P6, looking great. Look, you've done a heck of a job so far.
Yeah.
We've got 17, 18 laps to go. Speaking to back up.
Vale, les queda poco.
Yuki, how's he doing? He's still battling.
Les queda un cuarto de carrera, básicamente.
Playing the long game here. I think hopefully, basically what I'm hoping for is we want to manage the hard type stint, and then it means we've got 8 to 10 laps at the end of the race on the soft tyre to just
Full send.
go for
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
on the fast tyre. So that's my hope, that it all comes together at the end of the race. Whether that happens, we'll.
Tsunoda, nada.
But
Dice que tiene... ¡Safety car! ¡Safety car!
Okay.
You wanted a
Okay.
safety
I did want a
car?
safety
Safety car.
Chat was calling for a safety car, so as if we could summon one by magic. We can't, but one has actually happened.
No van a cambiar la estrategia. ¡Stroll se ha matado!
Speed. There we go.
right,
Okay.
so the cars are just catching the safety.
Se ha matado Stroll. Ay, le había puesto arriba la repetición y no la ha visto, el pedazo de
There's probably
imbécil.
not a huge benefit here. Maybe there is.
Stick
to
him on the medium.
Yeah,
gotta
that's-
stick him on the mediums, right?
I might take. I don't think
Safety car.
I think my strategy is to stay out and.
Lo van a parar a Tsunoda para unos medios, ¿eh?
Yes, it will. I'm gonna do it.
All right.
All 3 compounds used it.
Cuidado con esta parada. Cuidado con esta parada que todavía no acabe Tsunoda fuerte.
During the safety car,
Yeah.
Right.
because everyone's moving so slowly. So
Sorry, let me bring that back up just so you can show it. Oh, let me cancel. So
yeah,
what
so
you're
on the
saying?
estimated exit position, and in the competitors tab, you can kind of see who's in front and behind you, and yeah, it just gives you a sense of where you're going to drop behind. So
Mira, te pone competitors en plan, tienes a Schumacher a 8 segundos y posiblemente solo adelante Schumacher. Increíble. Increíble. La simulación es real, ¿eh?
Second decisions based
Yeah.
on that. I've had the benefit of both of you telling me, shut up, put him on the medium tyres, and we're going to do it. So, yeah.
I think I'm going to stay out. I
Yeah.
want to see what chat says.
Okay.
Chat, are we staying out with Gasly or are we?
Ojo, va a mantener fuera a Gasly.
Stop and a
Yeah.
random change of strategy that I
Por el
haven't
duro.
worked out if we do. Gasly pit, double stack, box.
So the only issue here with Yuki is that he's in the first part of the lap. Well, he's actually about midway through the lap. So
yeah, that's
Come in.
if he was
come
right near
in.
the pit lane, it
Es
would
verdad, veamos si Albon, Vettel y Latifi se desdoblan, cierto, ¿eh?
good job.
Como se desdoblen, yo te juro que Codemaster se tiene que poner las pilas.
Thanks, chat.
Se oye la voz del piloto y de ingenieros reales. O sea, de los reales.
right, yeah, Ever the contrarian.
Ever the contrarian.
Yeah, bring all this down.
Because it's more exciting if I
Si contratas a, yo qué sé,
entertaining if I
al de Ferrari, vas a escuchar al de Ferrari hablando con su noda.
Because we've been so invested in
Increíble.
this race, and I blame the safety car. I blame Steve's excellent performance. Once we get through the safety car, we'll just rattle through the end of it.
And you too will play this game for too long, from August 25th.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so what was PS saying there? Okay, so
Están los dos ya guardando airs, están los dos en chilling.
17 laps to go on the medium feels like
Su noda va a intentarlo con el medio al final.
the right thing to do. So
¿Programan los pilotos la voz para el juego? No, han cogido más, habían dicho un montón de carreras de la vida real. O sea, la F1 le ha dado acceso ilimitado a las radios de todas las carreras que existen.
decent stop again for Yuki.
Para que cojan audios y se los lleven.
Let's go
Le han dado todo lo que han querido.
Frontrunners either haven't or aren't.
En cuanto a audio de Team Radio.
So I'm not going to gain any places.
No.
So really all I've got is places to
Vale,
lose.
su noda pues sale 16. Va a ver si se desdoblan o no.
What you want.
So where are we with our prediction right now then? So I was 11th and I'm now 6th. So five places gained for me, and you are.
I'm exactly where I was because I've
Exactly
just
where
made the
you were.
extra stop. So hopefully it's going to be a rapid end to the race for you.
Me flipan las cámaras reales, o sea, las cámaras de retransmisión son las reales. Yo es que estoy flipando.
Right, let's go back to says the safety car. He's now caught the lead. So hopefully
El safety car ya está con Leclerc. Vamos a ver si pasa a Albon. ¿Pasará a Albon o se quedará detrás? Ay, se ha quedado detrás.
yeah.
Se ha quedado detrás.
In this lap, so there hasn't been much of a chance for everybody to close up, unfortunately.
¿Cómo que safety car in this lap?
Was actually just said, does pace and fuel matter during the
¿Qué
safety?
dices?
Because you are, you're effectively trying to.
Si no están juntos. ¿Qué es esto?
That tyre wear and the fuel usage, because now we've got a lot of extra fuel on board.
Yep. Similarly, however,
Se las ha soplado por completo,
there's only so much you can put
Pero por
into the
completo.
car, so you
Corre
can
Gasly por tus muertos.
use as much as you would at
Okay.
flat out.
Bandera verde.
So we're
Esto es
back
una
on
simulación.
here. Gasly is now having to
Esto es una
take
simulación.
off, Alonso and
Sí, lo
Russell.
tendrán que arreglar porque es que con las diferencias de coches que hay, no da tiempo a que se junten todos si solo da 2 vueltas el safety
All
car.
we needed there
¿Sabes?
Yeah,
is a
we needed
longer
constantly.
safety car phase for the
Yeah.
that's the risk you take.
That's the risk you take. It must have been a.
If Tsunoda had just got back
Y con Caro, con su noda la han cagado porque los demás...
into the pits, I think
Hostia,
he
qué mal.
Right.
had a good.
You're absolutely
Qué mal.
right. But okay, we've got 13, 14 or so laps to go. We're gonna have to rattle through this quick as we can because we've already run over.
DRS enabled.
It's going to be all about here. I think Gasly holding on to that P6. Anything you want here? You're pushing the tyres.
Let's have a look. Can you show me my strategy where the strategy view where I've got my actual tyre wear on there as well?
Ahí está la estrategia que lleva cada uno ahora mismo.
Yeah.
Gasly se está comiendo la rueda, básicamente.
Conservatively.
Yes. So it's Alonso that's right behind you. Look to make a move. Yeah. So it's back and forth.
Alonso adelantado a Gasly, carencia.
Rattle through towards the
Bueno,
end.
en realidad bien, pero carencia para esta gente.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, that's
Doesn't-
Gasly adelanta a Alonso, Alonso adelanta a Gasly.
Oh, this is going to be back and
insane.
forth, isn't it?
I'm going to
Alright.
push Tsunoda.
Yeah,
He's
all
got
out.
he got some time.
Oye, ¿Botas por qué tiene ritmo de cabeza de carrera? ¿Alguien me lo explica?
It's a ding dong battle at the front.
Ahí me lo explica.
It's going back and forth, isn't it?
Come on!
If I can stay, I mean, either way, I'm happy, but I would
Yeah.
love to stay sick.
I really want to watch this, but I'm going to take it down to the last sort of 2 or 3 laps.
Yes.
No tiene batería su
We're
noda.
just leading through because we will literally spend too much time playing this game if we're left to our own
We have-
devices, as we have done.
Families to see, we have lives to get on with, but
Yes.
even though we would rather be
Burn my fuel, full fuel send.
full few sand, I've got more.
Full
Tiene más 5 vueltas de gasolina, claro. Es que los dos tienen
So,
muchísima carga de gasolina por el safety
Made
car.
a couple of places.
yeah, absolutely.
Do some pits. Late
Overtakes
pits.
Hamilton, yes, come on! What a move, what a moment for Yuki. So we're up
Leclerc's
3.
just
We're up
overtaken
3.
Verstappen for the lead as well.
Yeah.
Hamilton ha vuelto a parar. Madre mía, la carrera de Hamilton, qué triste.
Yeah. With a few more laps to go, it's a long
Stroll está retirado.
and, Yuki and Danny for P12. So it's probably
Gasly's built a
unlucky.
gap from Alonso, so he's looking pretty
Gapped
safe.
him. That's very well done
Very nice.
from Pierre.
Yes.
10 seconds though.
Sí, pero Gasly se va a quedar sin... Bueno, tiene 31 de neumático todavía.
Can settle
Le
for
queda
P6
rueda.
for Gasly, I'd be happy with that.
More, P6 is a, you consider, we looked at the standings.
Look after our
tyres.
Yeah, this could be all.
Yeah. 2 laps to go.
All good?
Send it.
Oh my word, I've done this before and got a puncture, so I mean, if you...
Vale, mira, ¿veis? A partir del 28%, o sea, si baja del 30%, empieza el riesgo de pinchazo. Cuidado, cuidado,
Yeah, okay, so Verstappen
Cuidado.
is on his
O
last
sea, lo ha dicho.
lap.
A partir de debajo del 30% hay riesgo de pinchazo.
This down.
Bandera amarilla.
Yellow flag, it might be because
Oh, no.
towards the race end. But
Oh, no.
come back to Pierre. on board. It's looking good.
No es Pierre.
It's looking very good. I'm very
No, Pierre.
happy.
Yellow
I
flag.
think this is now his last lap.
Se acabó. No, 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 ya acabó la carrera.
Lead lap because
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
safety car, yeah.
Yeah, it is a good day.
It's a good day.
It is a good day. It's a good day.
Yeah. Awesome,
Y
right.
se da good day, dice.
3 places
Oh,
gained.
it's close, you know. Let me go
Rear view.
backwards or look on the.
¿Quién se ha matado?
Come on.
Yeah, get that
slow
rear
down, slow
wing.
down. Fully pushed, overtake on. Let's keep Joe behind.
Han pasado los doblados.
On. Oh, is this going to be close?
Go to the rear view.
Oh, no.
Le va a pasar Zu.
Oh,
Le va a pasar Zu.
no. Hold on.
You're fine.
Hold on.
Aguanta, aguanta. El tío había predicho que quedaba 13.
On the line.
La ha pasado en línea de meta.
Ouch. Yikes.
Oh.
Wow.
Le ha pasado en línea de meta, Zu.
And it wasn't even for points, and I still feel like my heart.
Las carencias.
Oh, okay, right. P14
All right.
accepted. This should cut. Oh, yeah. So we'll probably cut to Pierre after this, and he should be very happy with this
Be
result.
very happy after that. So that's a prediction
Las
done
carencias.
for chat as well, troops.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you said that Gasly was going to make up the most gap, the most places,
¿Qué hace?
then
¿Qué
you're
dice?
correct. So well done, congratulations.
Oh, he loves it.
He loves it. He loves
¿Por qué
it.
está celebrando como si hubiera ganado?
1 point in the constructors' championship up to this point, so to get 6th is a heck of a result.
That's nice.
So awesome, we made it.
Full bugueado. Full bugueado.
Pay out this,
Lo han pasado rápido, Lo han pasado rápido.
Andy, I guess
Buen
maybe
bug.
just to sum things up for us, we've run over, as I should have imagined.
El P6 más celebrado de la historia, literal.
I mean, there's so much more we could uncover when it comes to F1 Manager 2022, but that's just a glimpse, really, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, and I think it was great. Like you guys just didn't know what was coming next, and
Está diciendo que próximamente sacarán más info y enseñarán bastantes más cosas.
You know, you can go in with the plan of like.
¿He ganado cuántos puntos? 400. Me sirve. Me sirve. Hemos apostado bien.
Playing with the ERS.
Yeah. You enjoy that, Steve? That was
I
good?
did, yeah. It was very nice to see Gasly climb up the ranks there. Look, 5 places gained. Overall, I think we'll hopefully have kept the board off our backs a little bit because we were sitting, a little bit lower than we'd have liked.
I think
Me pregunto si tendrán...
I would say it's driver.
Tendrán, ¿cómo se dice?
Well, who's gained more places than Pierre
That is
Gasly?
No me acuerdo qué iba a
saying
decir,
it.
tío.
Nobody has gained more places.
No me acuerdo qué iba a decir.
Chat's driver of the day.
Yeah, chat deal.
Madre mía, qué lagunas mentales, de verdad.
So,
No me
just
acuerdo.
I'd say a brief glimpse, but we went a little bit longer than we were meant to. So
Sorry.
gives you
No me
a
acuerdo.
slightly extended
Se me ha olvidado.
glimpse of,
Se me ha olvidado. Es increíble.
of F1
Es increíble.
2022 at the moment.
La
As we said,
muerte.
Sort of throughout the stream. Important to remember we are still work in progress at this point, so everything that you've seen here isn't final. We are still getting it there, aren't we?
Pues acabó.
Official stuff.
Let's do the official stuff. You're really good at reading off the official stuff.
Ah, ¿qué
So,
dicen?
yeah. So if you've loved this, you might have just been checking out F1 Manager 2022 for the very first time today. If you're unaware, F1 Manager 2022 launches from August 25th on
Ah, está
Steam,
diciendo, sale el 25 de agosto.
Xbox and PlayStation. That's both generations: Xbox One, Series X, PS4, PS5.
Perfecto.
So lots of different platforms.
En todas las plataformas, incluidas consolas.
August 25th. So if you pre-order the digital edition,
Si lo reservas la edición digital, es cuando puedes hacer el 25 de agosto en Early Access. Si no, el juego sale sin reserva
all those platforms.
el 30 de agosto.
Under 2 months to go. Official launch is August 30th if you don't pre-order, but if you do, you can play from August 25th.
Yeah.
So,
And
do you want to do it? I'll give you the honours.
one final thing.
Yeah.
If you happen to be at the Silverstone Grand Prix over this weekend, come and find us.
Yeah.
Because we have a very special booth in the fan zone.
Vale, que dicen que este fin de semana en el Gran Premio de Silverstone van a tener un puesto esta gente para que la gente pueda jugar al F1 Manager en Silverstone, los que vayan al circuito. Qué perros, la verdad.
We'll be there. So yeah, just come say hello.
Qué perros.
Happy to answer any questions you might have about the game.
Van a estar ellos allí, dice,
And yeah, we're first time we're actually
en la fanzone.
giving the game to the general public, a very small work in progress version of the game to check out.
That's it.
But yeah, super exciting. I guess exciting for you to just have it in the hands of the general public for the very first time. It's
Yeah,
super,
yeah, I
super
love
cool.
seeing people playing the game and all the different approaches they take to it. It's
That's true.
Yeah,
We'll be
it's
doing
really
some team
satisfying.
principal interviews. So if you join us, be prepared to be interviewed after the race to see how you got on. All right.
But yeah, see you at Silverstone if